Feeling quite low today. A little bit to be expected after going through the psychiatry referral process and the rejection of that. So it's kind of stopped my sort of momentum this last week or so, where I've been going to the library and writing and doing some yoga, and so I've kind of trying to frame this as a day of rest, even though, and so I have the intention of getting back on my routine tomorrow, of starting the morning with some yoga and packing up a lunch and finding somewhere to write. As I'm finding I'm not sure what to do with myself at the moment. It's midday now, and I don't feel like going outside. It's really hot at the moment, and when I'm feeling low and I'm not able to get out of the house early, it's even more anxiety inducing to get out now. And I'm just becoming aware of my mind and how it feels really strained with the efforts of the past week or so of seeing people, and it's taking a lot out of me to do that, and of course the setbacks with getting some help. So yeah, I've tried to just listen to my mind and try to recover today, try and get some rest and recovery. It means I have to be very selective of what I do, because the level of strain and sensitivity is quite severe. So what I watch, it has to be something that's not too violent, or not too, not too high energy. But a lot of TV is in regards to entertaining, it's going to have that. So I'm just trying to find something a bit calmer. So I came across this detective show where this renowned retired detective tries to find missing people. So I think it's a bit more of a slower pace. So it's a story that I could get interested in, and something to rest my mind as well. It'd be good just to watch something. I haven't really watched a lot of TV series or movies as much, so I've got some, as much as I want to binge eat on unhealthy food, I've got some healthiest sort of foods in that involve having some salad. I've got a salad sandwich I'm going to make for lunch with some, I don't know if it's like these falafel sausages, or some kind of vegetarian sort of protein. And then I've got some jacket potatoes as well, so I'm going to make that this evening for dinner. And I've got this box salad that I bought. In the past I had prepared the salad myself, grated the carrots and chopped this and that, and I thought I'd make it easier on myself, so I've got that for dinner. And I think with food, I do want to just restrict myself. Perhaps it's hard to find a line between, or remember to find a line, or have it so, yeah, this is a treat now and again, or this is my pizza I have, for this week, or these couple of weeks I'll have this meal. So I also don't want to make it a big deal where so that craving is there. So perhaps I don't know when, but it'd be nice maybe to get some food like that. And maybe to save money, I'll maybe buy something at a supermarket, like a pizza there or something, and that might be better. And usually it probably won't be as big as sometimes the takeaway stuff, so dog's got a lot to say. Or maybe he's just seen a bird. Don't know how much that will be picked up on the microphone, probably a lot. He's really going for it. So yeah, I'm recording just to record, I guess, just something again. I don't know if it would help for me to do this, some sort of proactivity as well. I feel it's frustrating though, because what I want to say is not coming out the way I want it to, because I was just sitting in my chair going through Netflix trying to find something to watch, and the thoughts came in to record, and there's some thoughts of what I wanted to say, but also there's a huge gap between some thoughts and how it gets expressed. And I've probably probably said that a lot, and I'm probably going to continue saying that a lot, repeating myself, but that's the way it is. So even though I'm feeling quite low today, and I feel like there's an element of being aware where I'm not just sinking into giving up, which is what I'd like to do. Just forget, throw everything out the window and just hibernate and not face the world, let things go, like my writing or exercise and yoga. And so I'm glad I'm trying to treat this as just a day of recovery, where I just try and give my mind a rest, because it feels, I can feel it now, feel the strain of the mind that's been stretched to its, and that's probably with the efforts I've made, especially socially, to talk and to people, and that's always a challenge for me. So yeah, a day to myself, quiet, would be good to rest, to watch something like that. I've got some healthy-ish food as well, and I'm going to try and just not be too hard on myself that I haven't done much today. There are a few things I'd like to do, like the dishes. I think I remember in the first vlog there was a lot to talk about dishes, so those have piled up, and it would be nice to clear that, to do that, especially for tomorrow, because I find one small thing extra that I need to do, it uses up my energy, and I only have a certain amount of energy to pull in the effort to do things. So I kind of want to maximize, tomorrow, sort of getting outside somewhere to read and to write, and use it for that. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I feel very drained and tired. So maybe I'm wondering, usually I have a coffee after lunch, but just wondering, maybe that'll ruin my appetite. So yeah, perhaps I'll just try and put something on the laptop, and just start on the first plate, wash the first plate, and hopefully that will ease me into I won't wash every single thing, because there's not enough room to kind of stack it and everything. So, but the dishes themselves, like the plates and saucers, the bowls and stuff, all in the sink, and outside of it, don't know what I'm describing, the mess, but I am. Outside of it, it's like loads of Tupperware stacked up. So I'm going to do just the sink first, so that will hopefully be okay, and then get myself, make some lunch, and if I can enjoy a coffee after that while watching some of that series. And then I'm just going to see how the day goes. Really, when feeling really low, it's kind of want to make things as easy as possible. So sometimes not planning helps just to ease that burden or that stress. So it's nice to just have a couple of things of what you're going to do next. So so washing the dishes, having some lunch, and that's okay even for the rest of the day. Prepare dinner that'll take some effort to do. Even just to scrub a potato and get that ready to pop in the oven, I'm sure that'll take some energy for me. So that will be the task in the evening. So I'm grateful that I've got something that looks potentially interesting to watch. I feel like that would help a lot, just to rest and to give my mind a rest. One thing I'm finding is that, and this is no one's fault. It's just human nature that I find it very hard to describe what I'm going through, because it feels like I'm always selling myself short when I'm sharing with somebody. For instance, the psychiatric referral, the rejection of that. Sometimes it's very hard to put it into words, the level of impact and how that would affect me. On the surface, you could say, yeah, that's difficult to go through and that's a lot to deal with, but it feels like it doesn't justify, like today, for example, is a bit of the consequences of that event, a little bit. I think that's playing a part today, and I think one thing I've acknowledged in other people is that when they say, I've had a difficult day, I'm like, I kind of understand that truthfully they've had a really, really, really difficult day. It's just that that's just language, and that sometimes it's hard to be completely truthful. So, because I feel that now, where I can share, over the weekend, I can share some. Say, I had a difficult Friday. Friday was difficult and lonely. I can imagine I'll be, hearing me and saying, but it's it doesn't do it justice how difficult that day is, how low I'm feeling. It feels like the words just don't touch the reality in that way. I think I'm just finding conversation stressful, because I get frustrated at myself, the things I say. I find it just, like, I hear them afterwards, I think, a mix of emotions, just either annoyance or frustration in what I'm saying, or just not liking what I've said. And it's just something I'm noticing. And I think a lot of the time is when I'm perhaps tired or not completely present. Sometimes I can say things that just annoy me, and it's nothing like bad. It's not like I'm being rude or harsh in what I'm saying. It's just, I don't know, it's just something that in what I'm saying is just, it really annoys me sometimes. And sometimes I have a reminder to myself if I'm in that kind of mood, or I observe that in myself, just to not talk as much. It feels like the big source of problems sometimes, talking, because the effect it has on me, it creates these ripples and impressions in my mind. So sometimes the less I say, the better. Especially with maybe with this, it's slightly different, where I'm kind of consciously just journaling or putting a diary entry in. So gratefully I had a counselling session yesterday, so I was able to talk a little bit about the psychiatry process and all of that stuff. And in that session, I kind of just reaffirmed, I've only got myself to rely on now, and it makes things clearer now that that's not an option. Treatment in that avenue is not an option. So right now, the one thing I'm doing for myself is the practice of mindfulness, and it's more than a practice. It's kind of life itself, I guess, of living moment to moment. So my kind of intention is just to deepen into that. It's almost like a medicine in itself. So that's all I've. It's all that's there right now is that, and that's the options. And so just I'm going to try to channel my energy into something. Of course, lots of times like today where it's going to be hard to be present and hard to not get lost in thoughts, but that's going to be my intention to try and deepen in that. And there's a sense of now, I have to rely on myself, a sense of something inside of me, saying, okay, you can't, because when it feels like you're being looked after, I can imagine if I had an appointment with some sort of mental health specialist, or it will have different labels and names, already roles, and there's a sense of being looked after. You can kind of almost let go and relax in a healthy way. It's like someone catching you. But now I don't have that. I have to really, there's a bit, something that's awoken that's saying, okay, you've got to look out for yourself now. There's no one helping you sort of drive the car of life and all this journey. It's difficult challenges through mental health. It's just you now. So it's just getting to grips with that and not giving up, doing my best not to give up. So whenever I check in next, if I can share more about how today went and recovery, and maybe I'll try and do a recording tomorrow. Perhaps it might be good to do some recordings, I guess. It's feels like a positive thing to do. Sometimes nice just to sit here and not feel like you have to say constant stuff. Kind of reaffirming to myself that this recording is just almost a private recording in some ways, even though I'm not going to upload this to the diary channel, but there's no pressure to entertain or no expectations, there's no goals of no kind of clickbait titles. So I'm just trying to be as I guess some accidental titles end up being clickbait, don't they? Life sometimes of just writing something like that can be. But I guess I want this just to be a safe space. There are a couple of other avenues as well that I sometimes use as so there's places to, sometimes it's like message boards and things for mental health. It's like tons of those. Sometimes it's nice to reach out and get support that way as well. So that's handy. yeah, so there's other kind of peer support that's nice to get support from as well, and then other people can also share what's going on with them. So that's sometimes nice too, as well as doing this. I actually lowered my blinds and I've closed I think I read this a while ago, where when it's sunny one side of where you are, it's like lots of hot air, so to close the windows and put some shades down, whether it's the curtains or blinds, and then open the back windows up. So today's gonna be really hot, so I've kind of just, as the sun's kind of arching over, I've just closed the windows now, and I was going to close them anyway just to do this, because I don't want to be too overheard by, it's like lots of houses and gardens here, so yeah, don't really want to be overheard in that way so much. But yeah, I'm going to just also close one of the windows on that side, just privacy while recording this, but I'm going to open that and try and hopefully that will cool things down in here, and yeah, maybe just embrace just a nice a nice quiet sort of day to myself, to just try and recuperate, recover, and not see that as a failure, or